All right, folks, get right into this. There's a lot of craziness going on. I can't even tell you. Hey, all you keepers out there, don't forget to keep keeping that light and keep it the truth. But before we do anything, hit that like button on your way in, or make yourself a little note and hit it as you walk out the door. But don't leave here without hitting that like button like you ain't never hit it before. All right, hey folks, this is a very interactive show. If you're here for the first time, we like to communicate with you. So if you're watching this live, be sure to comment in the live comment section over to the side of YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. If you're watching this on Facebook, thank you for being here. I love you. Facebook's great. Just know that you might not see all of the comments because most of the people are on YouTube. We would highly recommend you jumping over to the YouTube section. While there, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the comment button, hit the like, do all of that stuff, all of that fancy YouTube stuff. You can do it for free. All right, folks. So I got to tell you, I apologize about last night's show. Last night's show was completely haphazard and completely crazy. And I apologize for it. We started off thinking that I was not going to talk about the Henry County stuff. I was going to follow the presidential debate. I knew it would be a shit show to begin with. It was what it was. A lot of you wanted to hear about local stuff, and we've got so much local stuff, folks. I'm telling you, we're going to need to start hiring people here. I'm being really serious. Like, we are really, really, really drowning in things. So, I want to say this. First and foremost, last night's show, I apologize because we put out content that I think you guys liked, but when you see the footage from tonight's camera, when you see tonight's video, you're going to say, oh yeah, I understand why you're so weird. I'm telling you right now, if you know people that live in Henry County, if you know people that live in Henry County, if you know people that drive through Henry County, if you know people that vote in Henry County, if you know people that dislike the sheriff, if you know people that like the sheriff, please share this link with them because everybody needs to see this. If you don't live in the state of Indiana and you live outside of Indiana, you need to watch this episode because this is a big episode. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, because this is a new channel, and I've got some people say, why do you go back through things and yada, yada, yada? Well, listen, this is the way I communicate. It is what it is. If I stopped communicating this way and I started doing things in 20-minute, 30-minute segments, I would have people griping that I did it a different way. So I'm going to do what I do, and I hope it fits you. If it doesn't, I'm letting you know we are going to start diversifying what we do here. I am going to start releasing smaller segment shows. I'm going to start releasing static episodes. So we are going to release content here for everyone because we want to keep people engaged, informed, and more than importantly than all of that, we want you to be educated on what is going on. And you can't be engaged. You cannot be engaged if you're not educated properly, in my opinion, and you cannot be educated if you don't know what's going on, if you're not watching and seeing and hearing about what's happening. So I have to give you guys just a brief synopsis because we're a new channel. I've been doing this for 8 years across a couple different mediums and platforms, but we are a new channel. So there are people that are watching either live or will be watching in repeat that don't know about the bus situation, that don't know about the fact that I broke the Henry County Sheriff being involved in a use of force situation in which I wholeheartedly, honestly believe he is being investigated by the federal government for it right now as we speak. They are investigating him. They are investigating his department. He is hemorrhaging. He is hemorrhaging people. He is a young department with all of his seniority leaving. Anyone that has any common sense and has been on that department, they're getting the hell out of Dodge. People that have been brought on with him, they're thinking of leaving. I heard a rumor yesterday or today that Stacy Guffey is thinking about leaving. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I did hear a rumor that Guffey is thinking about leaving. Who's Guffey? Well, he's the jail commander. That would be a big deal if the jail commander left. If you thought last night's show was informative, to Cribbeline from Jurassic Parks, hold on to your butts, because we're getting ready to get crazy tonight. So, just want to bring you guys a little bit of information here, and we're gonna get started here just real quickly. The SRT leader was fired. Now the jail commander is rumored to be leaving. They are hemorrhaging deputies left and right, detectives, corrections officers. I was told by the chief deputy, that the department is so young and the pay is so low and they have so less experience that they just do not go hands-on in the jail. Well, that can be a good policy or it can be a bad policy, because if you take one full use of force tool out of the step, you're one step closer to bad stuff. So not being able to go hands-on sounds like a good thing, but it also causes the scenario that we are currently in. Oh, I'm not going to push you and put you into the wall and handcuff you. We'll just shoot you with a beanbag instead. You know, I think I would rather someone twist my arm a little bit than shoot me with anything. You know what I mean? Listen, you know why these tools are called less lethal? They're called less lethal because they are less lethal than actual firearms. They're not completely non-lethal. These weapons aren't called non-lethal. They're called less lethal. People die when they get sprayed with OC spray. They have an allergic reaction. It screws with their breathing. They have a heart attack, something to that end. People die when they get tased with a taser. People can die being hit with a baton. People can die being shot with a less lethal shotgun, beanbag round, pepper ball round, if it hits them in the right area or whatever goes on. Less lethal does not mean, okay, it's safe, it's fun, here, give this to the kids. It means this is going to hurt your ass. Hopefully it don't kill you. That's what less lethal means. All right? Let's just get that squared away. All right. Sheriff John Sproles, folks. That's the person that we're talking about this evening. Sheriff John Sproles. John M. Sproles. For those of you that are not in the area, we like to call him GQ Johnny because, damn, he thinks he looks good. And he always wears really, really tight, bizarre, weird clothing. I don't know what the deal is with that. Someone told me they think he shops at the Baby Gap. I think it's probably time for him to start shopping in the big boy section, but I guess that's between him and his wife, whatever. He thinks he looks good. We don't pay him to look good. He's not being paid by the taxpayers to look good.
Here you go, Niles.
No, I'm good. Kate.
What was it you said?
I'm good.
What?
Niles was just saying that he really thought that orange would bring out the color of Sproles' eyes nicely.
Yes. Absolutely. That is, I'm telling you, that is exactly the thing. It really would. And you know, I tell you, it quite possibly could be, the next incarnation of Orange is the New Black. Who knows? I definitely like Niall's assessment there. Yes, he needs to resign, period, immediately. Immediately, period. Whichever way you want to do that. Yes, that would be good. He is up a creek without a paddle. All right. So who is John M. Sproles? He is a sheriff's deputy. He is a businessman, apparently, we hear. He's touted that for the last year and a half. He owns some kind of a church academy church. He also owns a business. I don't really know what the deal is. I've not invested that much into the private life of the Sproles ordeal. I particularly only care about him as a public official. He either owns or is connected to people that own a funeral home, and then he owns a construction business that either builds churches or builds funeral homes, or churches that act as funeral homes, or funeral homes that act as churches, something to that effect. He touts this story that he is an amazing businessman, but then we watch him in a budget meeting with the county council, and it's like he's never budgeted anything in his entire life. Either that, or the fact that he's just not used to being told no, because he's the big boss man and he can do whatever he wants. And as some people are saying, it's like, go to Gilman's, get some money, buy some items there, and then not pay for those items. While he might be able to get away with that for so long out in the private sector, that kind of things those kind of things don't really work in county government. So Sproles, as a law enforcement officer, has been on the Henry County Sheriff's Department for close to 4 years. 4 years. All right. Not 44 years, not 14 years, not 24 years. This man has been a cop for nearly 4 years. When he was sworn in to the sheriff's department as the lead top cop of the county, he had been on the department for just under 4 years at that period. While he was running for office, they literally congratulated him on his 2.5-year period. Okay? That's completely nuts. Completely nuts. So he does not have many years in the law enforcement training. All right. He does not have many years as a law enforcement officer. So that's really bad. We are getting people talking about his financing and his working with the budgeting. I do want to let everyone know that if folks would like to hear how Sproles works with the budget, how Sproles works with with the team, with his other elected officials, if people would like to know kind of what goes on there, they could easily go to our I want to take you here, and I want to show you do it the right way. I'm going to show you right here. You can go to our brand new YouTube page, the Political Spotlight on YouTube. Right here it is on the screen. You go to the playlist, playlists, and you see down here, right now we are under the Political Spotlight show. That's what this is. We're right here. We also have East Central Indiana Politics 2022 to 2023. Anything within those years that we've talked about under the old banner, the Bastards of Politics, you will find there. Live on location, anything that we do live on location, you'll find there. We have our shorts. We have 2023 Indiana State legislative happenings. Okay, that's that. If you go and you click on view the full playlist of East Central Indiana politics, You can go to the video. Let me pull it up here. This will be in order. It won't look so haphazard for you guys. You can go to Henry County, Indiana Sheriff creates contentious meetings with Brandon Rudd. And you can see right there, it was just posted 11 hours ago. Brandon has released this great video where he breaks down the budget meeting, and you can see what's wrong with Sproles. So you can check that out right there. All right. Now, getting back to the story at hand. Sproles finds himself on the sheriff's department. He's on the department three years. He decides to run for sheriff. Instantly, I realized this is not a good idea. During the campaign all last year, I was like, this is not a good idea. We better not do this. The citizens of Henry County better not elect him. I don't live in Henry County. I live in Delaware County. I'm a political commentator, but I follow what goes on. I've been involved. I've been involved with Henry County politics now for several years, and I knew that Sproles would be a bad deal. Back last October, I came out and on my old platform, under Perception is Reality, under the Bilbrey Live platform, I said multiple times, Sproles is not a good leader. Sproles has no business being at the helm of the sheriff's department. Sproles is going to irreparably damage law enforcement in Henry County for a very long time. And then that will trickle down to the citizens. And Sproles will be bad as a public servant, as an elected official, as the sheriff, as a police officer. He will be bad news for the sheriff's department if elected. He was elected. He was elected because of his name. He was elected because of business family ties. He was elected because he ran as a Republican. Period. That's the end of the story. He was elected. I'm thinking, okay, Henry County, you need to get ready and hold on tight because you're in for a long 4 years. And it was pretty quiet straight away. I heard things. I heard that he was doing strange things. He didn't really work administrative shifts. He worked a lot of evening shifts. He went out and he was still working the road like he said he wouldn't be doing. I started hearing rumor of him making traffic stops while in plain clothes and unmarked police cars, which is illegal in the state of Indiana. I heard stories of him doing things off duty. He would be out just roaming around and he would jump radio calls. All very new cop behavior. Anyone that's listening to this that's spent any time in law enforcement will tell you John Sproles isn't acting crazy. He's just acting like an FNG, a new guy. He's acting like a noob. And this is the stuff that normally gets beat out of young officers by their field training officer, or they get washed out. Probably, honestly, Sproles should have been washed out. But I would say he probably came on. Henry County was hurting for guys, so they didn't, do as hard a job on them, and he stuck around. Now he's leading this stuff, and that's not a good thing. Yes, people are asking about we're going to be talking about the bus. If you noticed tonight's thumbnail, the name of tonight's episode is Sheriff Sproles Keeps Digging Holes. And if you look at tonight's thumbnail, we see Sheriff Sproles here running his mouth the way he does. And we see a couple things on the screen. We see that he's behind two pictures. One picture is of a jail. And in that jail, we see the less than lethal shotgun, and we see the 4 spent rounds of the beanbag casings. The other side, we see the bus, and we see a shovel, and it looks like it's digging into a hole. And we see where it says, Sheriff Sproles keeps digging holes. Tonight, we're going to be talking about 2 instances, one common theme, one common person, and I'm going to let you guys determine if there's an issue here, if there's an issue at hand, and if the people of Henry County have something to worry about. Sproles really showed his ass for the first time in about April when he sent some young buck into the county commissioners, and they demanded that they have just a world-class workout room because they deserve it. Raw! And he was demanding things. They had already did some work on the jail that, keep in mind, folks, this is a brand new jail. Commissioners and another sheriff and county councilors in the past all put this together and worked really hard on this. And they just built this new jail, which just went into function last year. So this is like a brand new jail. Brand new workout room, brand new jail, brand new sheriff's office. It's really a nice building. Sproles gets there. He's there for like 3 months, and he's like, we need something new now. You know, he's like the mean kid that doesn't appreciate what he has. And as soon as he opens his toy, he says he's bored and he wants a new toy. Well, he did work without getting it approved through the commissioners, through the council, and what he did was he just said they'll pay for it. It's no big deal. I'm the sheriff. They'll do they'll do what they got to do. This is how it goes. He doesn't understand that he has to work with these people. All right. While he may lead the men and women on the sheriff's department and in the jail, he's nobody to someone that's following the law. He's just another person. If you're not breaking the law, he's nothing to you. And he's not over any other elected official. The commissioners are not underneath him. The council's not underneath him. They're all on the same level. Doesn't matter that he has a gun and a badge. He just has an ego that makes himself think that he's above all of them. Could you imagine going through life thinking that you were never wrong? Literally, that you were never wrong? Listen to any of the interviews that he gives. Listen to any of the interviews that he gives. Listen to any of the newspaper articles that his state-operated news buddy, Travis Week, writes for him. Everything that he does, he spends time telling anyone that will listen how he's not wrong. He doesn't make mistakes. He says, I am capable of making mistakes, but I didn't make a mistake here. He always says that. He always then says, I don't want to be ugly. I don't want to get ugly. I'm not going to be ugly. And then he proceeds to become the ugliest mofo in the room. Okay. So after that horrible display of what he sent his men in there to do back in April, he then quieted down. Well, then towards the end of June, he sent out these correspondence. He wanted to shut down the town marshals throughout his county, and he was going to lord over them. He was going to tell these other agencies what to do. Other agencies with police chiefs that are in charge of them. He was going to tell them what to do. Other agencies that have town councils that tell them what to do. He was going to tell them what to do. He knew better. And that didn't go over very well. Well, on July 6th, while we were in the Justice Center for a meeting, I became made aware through a source in law enforcement, in Sproles law enforcement. Let me tell you, Sproles, you are running around right now firing people. You're firing people. You're saying, oh, that lady cussed. She used foul language, but really you fire her because you think she talks. You got part-time people, and you're like, oh, that part-time person, he's a mole. We're going to cut down his hours. And you're harming all these people that work for you, thinking that they're releasing information. They are not, bro. The people in your department that you're harming by firing for nonsensical reasons, they're not the people that are talking to me. It's literally everyone else. Hey, Sproles, you might be talking to me. You might be telling me. Maybe you just don't know it. Have you thought about that? Think about that next time, Sproles. Maybe you're so dumb, you're telling on yourself. Catherine, he is a businessman. He's a businessman. Honestly, he runs a construction company, and he pretends that he is a religious man. I don't think a religious man would act this way. A fake religious man might. I'm not going to talk about his religion. That's between him and God. But I just feel like, he says he doesn't want to get ugly, but he acts very ugly. You're interesting, Catherine. You ain't heard nothing yet. Stick around for a second. So, on July 6th, I hear that there was an inmate kicking a door, that nobody was in danger. No other inmates were in danger. No CO, correction officers were in danger. No deputies were in danger. An inmate was kicking a door, and because of that, I heard that John Sproles shot that inmate point blank with a 12-gauge shotgun, less lethal beanbag round, point blank. And that because of that, that inmate needed to get up to 24 stitches. That he had a seriously deep wound and he needed to be taken to the hospital. I heard this and I broke that information as early as 11:30 on the 6th. I broke it 12 hours after it happened. No news media talked about this. No one talked about it. Finally, a couple days went by. The Courier-Times said that there was an incident in the jail and someone in the jail used less than lethal on an inmate. But they did not say that it was the sheriff. I came out and said, it's the sheriff. People were telling me that I was a liar. People was telling me there's no way that happened. They would have heard about it. I said, no, it was the sheriff. Finally, they come out and they say that it was, in fact, the sheriff. They admit that it was the sheriff. Travis Week goes in and he gets a personal rundown of what happened. He gets to see the body cam footage. Well, I put in a request for the body camera the day that it happened. And I was given the runaround. The shooting happened on the 6th. I broke it on the 6th. I requested it on the 6th. It wasn't until the 14th that another news agency released that Sproles, in fact, the sheriff, was the person who shot the individual in the beanbag. Now, keep in mind, during this time, I'm also hearing of another instance in which this man, John Sproles, had showed his ass on the side of the road when dealing with a bus full of children, inner city youth from Milwaukee, who was on their way from Trotwood, Ohio, back to Milwaukee after a dance competition. How do we know? How do we know that they were dancers? Well, they were in their dance uniforms that all matched. It matched the bus. The bus matched. They had trophies with them. They had parents there. The bus broke down because one of them, these are not professional drivers. They drive for their kids with the bus. They're dancers. They put in the wrong kind of diesel on the gas and it had trouble. An officer pulled up behind them, made sure they were going to be okay, made sure they were going to get help. A little while later, Sproles pulls up behind them and gets racial with them, treats them like shit, treats the officer like shit. The officer was a person of color as well. We interviewed the CEO of the dance company, and he talked to us. You can find all of these videos on this channel. And at the end of tonight's episode, you will be able to go to the link of this episode. You can't do it yet because I want you to focus on this show. But at the end of this episode, I will plug in the links to each of those other shows in the description of this, and you can click there and watch them all. You will be able to watch the bus body cam footage, which we released, and it was gross. I was the person that broke the news on that. Sproles was out of line on that. You can watch my commentary on that. You can watch the bus video by itself. You can watch my commentary. You can watch all of my commentary on all of this. You can watch my interview with the bus driver, the CEO of the dance company, and listen to how he was treated. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Sproles was doing everything he could to shit on these small town departments who he needs to count on for backup and for help. No, you're right. You're right. That officer was not a member of the Henry County Sheriff's Department. That officer was a member of the Shirley Police Department, a small town that sits on the border of two counties. Shirley sits half in Henry County and half in Hancock County. And Sproles treated him like crap, along with those kids on the bus. Sproles has treated me like crap. He has tried to violate he has violated my First Amendment right, and I have a lawsuit against him, a First Amendment federal lawsuit against him for deleting my ability to interact with him on a governmental Facebook social media page. He's tried to prosecutor shop to have me charged for disorderly conduct because I dared to speak out against him in a meeting, in a public meeting that was illegal. He came to intimidate us. He wanted to take all of these marshals' accounts to Spillman away because he said that they would use these Spillman accounts improperly to look people up that they shouldn't be doing, but yet he's doing that himself. He spoke so negatively of the chief in Greensboro, Chris Pickens. He came out and blatantly lied about this man and all of his officers. So gross, so disgusting. To my point, I would say he was almost harassing or stalking these people. He was looking up their home address. He was seeing how long it took them to get to the department. He was looking up and calling their other places of employment. He was concerned about what they were doing in their off time for off security. As long as their department, their chief, and their town board's okay with it, that's none of Sproles' business. But he was integrating himself into this. Bizarre behavior. And Chief Pickens was able to set him on his ass, set him straight. He said, no, this is not good. Sproles, back off. And the people in the city, in that town, a good chunk of them, some of them I'm sure don't, it's the police, but a good chunk of the people that I've spoke to like them. The town board likes them. Now, we've had people that say that doesn't happen, whatever, but I can just tell you what I've seen. Sproles is a piece of work. Now, tonight I have 2 body cam videos that I'm going to show you, and both of these body cam footage are going to make you sick. Are absolutely going to make you sick. One of them is the cleaned up audio and video from last night. And literally, folks, literally, I'm going to give you a comparison that a lot of you'll understand. Watching last night's video compared to watching tonight's video is the difference of watching 1966 Adam West Batman and watching The Dark Knight. That's going to be the difference that you're going to see. Where are you pointing to, Kate? Private chat? I see you there. Yeah. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I want to show you guys where we are, and I'm going to skip through this because we talked about this last night, and I'm going to take you from the beginning part. I'm just going to let you guys see a bit of the beginning part because that's what we did not have last night. But I want to let you guys set the stage here, and I want you to tell me if you're satisfied. Now, before we get started, I do want to take a moment and make a mention of Sheriff Ron Richardson. As an elected sheriff, we should strive to serve and protect everyone in our community, or in our county. We should also strive to work with all elected officials and take care of our employees to the best we can. Serve and protect. Ron Richardson is a former sheriff, two-time sheriff of Madison County, and he was a hell of a man, hell of a sheriff, a great officer, a true cop's cop, a constitutional cop, a good man. Not somebody that these auditors would have problems with, not someone that all of us would. So I just want to thank him for commenting, and I want to thank him for watching, and thank him for his 2 cents here, because I think that if he was mentoring Sproles, we wouldn't be in the position we are. But Sproles is no Ron Richardson. I'll tell you that. All right, let me set this up here, folks. Let me get this this pulled up here. Give me 1 second. Okay. We've got this here. Share this up here. Now I'm going to put this up and I'm going to disappear. You'll hear me, but you won't see me. And I'm going to show you this right here and show you what goes on, so you can see all of it.
This would be you yesterday.
What was the situation?
When we had to fight that guy, or when you guys took him down, and he kept yelling at him, "Well, don't come to prison." And
No,
so they're in here talking. They're doing this thing. I'm going to jump up to what the issue is. They're talking about.
Just because I'm fucking brown. Okay, it's fine. You're fine.
Okay, so we kind of got into this situation a little out of clue here. I want to make sure everyone knows what he said. This particular correctional officer is a person of color, and they were all talking to him and sending him to go deal with this guy. And his comment there was, "You're sending me to go do it because I'm brown." And so I just want to make sure he wasn't making any kind of racial comment. I mean, well, it was, but he wasn't saying, he was speaking of himself.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
I want to show you here
blankets and sheets to get
what time it is.
I'm going to try to get that out of the blankets.
This is July 6th
at
10:58 a.m. on July 6th, 2023.
Echo 10. All right, boss. Hey. Yes, sir. I noticed you had 2 blankets. I'm going to need one back.
Oh, you're Armstrong.
No, that was me yesterday. I just didn't get it.
Huh?
All right. The blanket. Why? Huh? I can't get the blanket?
Get away from me, man.
Why? I'm sorry, it's nice of me. Listen, I got a job to do. Right? I'll get it at one point.
I get it.
Huh?
I get it.
It's how I get it. What do you mean? I just here to do my job and get out. So I'm asking you nicely, dog. Last thing.
Told you nicely. Move.
All right, go first.
I can go first. Myself.
Oh, I'll leave. I don't give a shit. Go ahead. Are you gonna go downstairs? No, I'm asking. Are you gonna go now?
I don't know what I'm doing.
All right. Sure. Well, I think worth the point.
Now there's a little bit of a pause here. It hiccups here. It'll get started here. We'll jump.
You gonna go
Yeah,
first?
they go on for like 5 minutes like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you can't turn your back on me.
Oh no, dude. I did. I walked away, but he just stood there. Go
Yeah,
first.
they go on for like 5 minutes like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you can't turn your back on me.
Oh no, dude. I did. I walked away, but he just stood there.
Don't do that.
Oh, fuck it.
What's he doing?
Huh?
Looking at the back of the TV.
Oh, he's gonna take the thing off the mop bucket. He's gonna take the thing off the mop off the handle. I'd love for DLC Cert to come over here. Oh shit! Look? Oh, he's pulling the cords off. No. Don't go in.
Neil Armstrong, we need you back here to Echo, please, ASAP.
He's ripping up his
Serious, again,
TV
Neil
cords.
Armstrong.
Blues housing.
Yes, Joey. No, so you'll see him here in a bit. I'll point everybody out. The kid on the phone, the kid that was talking to him. Sorry, I should give him respect. The correctional officer that was talking to him, that's holding the phone. This guy's name is Vargas. The big buff dude that was eating the cookie, that's Steve Alston, not Steve Austin, Alston.
Cameras see him regardless.
I'll point everybody out here in a minute.
This is point of view.
We need you back here in the pods.
Oh, he's gonna pull that off.
Oh, he's gonna pull that hard.
Yep.
Neil Armstrong, you're needed back in the pod. Neil is in the restroom and does not have his radio on him.
Oh, that's great.
Well, call Stacy, tell them.
I did. Stacy's on his way back here.
Well, that's enough of that. See,
So it freezes again for a second. It stops doing that in a moment. I don't know who the woman is, and
Steve,
I
are we
don't know
doing
who
that
the other
today?
guy that we just passed is.
Can't trust him.
That's
Oh, yeah.
that's Steve right
All right,
there.
well, here. I got you. Let me triple lace my shit.
He was up in the front, I think, so, it's gonna take him a minute to get through 20 doors to get here.
Yeah, let's get a word. Give us a good body. Make it ready.
All right, we're gonna jump along here.
Close. Close.
Okay, now the man in the tan pants and the older gentleman holding the phone, that's Stacy Guffey. He's looking at the video that they
It's
took a
all on the
moment
TV.
ago.
Everything is about the TV.
Yeah.
In that very wet blanket thing right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I just told him, like, hey,
Guffey's getting ready to go in and talk to
I
him.
know that's what everybody says.
do you want to go by yourself? Or you, two of us, or how do you want to do it?
I'll go get a 5 foot.
You can hear it. We'll hear what Guffey tells him.
I got a wife at home.
Marquette, what in the world's going on? Man?
What in the world's going on?
You tore up the TV. You tore up the TV. Yeah, you did. It's on video. Tore up the TV. Bro. It's broke. What's wrong with it? All right. Well, Marquette, for you tampering with Peter County property like that, potentially tearing it up. If it is broke, you're going to be charged with it. So I really need right now for you to understand that. And there's consequences for what you do. Just, why did you do it? You just didn't want to hear it no more, or what? Marquette, either comply or we're going to take you up front. Marquette, comply or we'll take you up front. What are you going to do, Marquette? What are you going to do? Why are you doing this way? What are you acting this way for?
Now here he's starting to tuck.
Marquette? How much more time? You just got your office and you said, you just got your office. What you were doing that. So why are you acting? All right, call on the road, guys. We'll get him to comply one way or another.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff Sproles.
Hey, hold the door.
This is our local sheriff. Sheriff Sproles. We're gonna get road officers to come in. We're not gonna do use of force on you, except hands-on force. But we will get you to comply one way or the other. Marquette, you can't be doing things like that. You know better than crap. So by the standards of the sheriff's authority and rules and orders, we're gonna be calling road guys when they come in. Okay? All right, let's go. He wants to play this game. Yeah,
Close.
yeah, go close it so we don't go back in.
You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
So now they go close his cell so he can't get back in his cell. Basically locking him out of a smaller room. It's easier for them to deal with him where he is than in the cell.
Close slider.
Grab the.
Yeah.
You don't want to do this. Come on, man. What are you doing? It don't work. Well, now it doesn't work. Now it doesn't work for everybody here. So if I was these other guys, who I'd be ticked off is you.
Ain't nobody gonna do anything.
What, in here or out here? Period. We'll change that right now.
Yes, sir.
Well, Sheriff, I'm going to be guys.
Freezes.
Do you have an insurance card with you?
No, nothing. And I don't have my in store.
Jump
What?
through this.
For him to get in fucking rehab.
Oh, what do you need?
I'm going to tell him one more time that we're going to pelt him with same bean bags.
So now this is the first time they brought up the
Talk to
beanbag.
the sheriff. We want to give you one more directive. Either comply, come up front with us. Or the road guys is already gathered right in the front. And we got a shotgun. Let's leave it.
He said, "What's it gonna do with a shotgun?" And he said, "It's less lethal."
Like a real dude.
It's not a real gun.
Real dude. I've been shot before. The fuck is cool?
I've been shot before.
We're gonna get you to comply one way or another. One way or another. What's up, Steve? What you say, man? I appreciate you just go ahead and you gotta go up front. I appreciate it. Oh, listen. You don't listen to one of us, at least he's suggesting. I mean, it's up to you, it's your call.
Okay, now that's the very first time I've ever heard what he said there. Steve just said, let him go up to his cell. If he's going to go up to his cell and he's going to comply, let him go up to his cell. It's just going to be a big problem if we try to get him to go up front. And Steve said, it's your call. I'll do what you want. And Guffey makes the decision.
No, I want to come up front because I'm sick and tired of this playing game. Listen to a real man. A real man? Steven is a real man. Not those men that call his name Space. Well, that's my mama that gave me that. No. That's not your business. Say what? I said, that's not your business. Oh,
Not handcuffed.
Open slider.
Just walking through. Don't seem like, they're not yelling and cussing. There's no real.
Where is it going?
Where y'all want it at?
Open Echo.
Have a seat, Marquette.
Have a seat, Marquette, he says. Marquette sits down for a second. Now he goes to look over.
Marquette? Marquette, you sit down. Crazy, you think my people snap. Do what? Crazy, you think my people snap. Crazy if you're getting in that. You're in that curse. Yeah. watch. Oh, might as well. Might have to cut them off.
Cut what off?
My clothes, if you think I'm getting in that turtle suit.
Nobody's planning on putting you in a turtle suit.
Oh, okay, I'm just making sure.
Now, if we was gonna do that, you'd be going in one of these cells.
What's the difference from Thursday today? Just tell me. I'm just honestly asking you. You in a good mood Thursday?
I'm always in a good mood when I talk to people I respect. I respect you. I look at you. And you never asked me about that.
Okay. He asked me, I asked him as a favor to do that.
Do what?
Come out here, treat you like a man. We already know what you're capable of.
I'm talking to you as a man.
I know, and I'm talking to you like a man. We know what you're capable of, right? Yes or no?
I ain't getting that.
I know, but you, yes or no, sir? We know what.
I'm
Okay, then we'll just say yes. And I'm asking him as a favor. That's my boss. That's why we at this point as we are. What I'm asking you, what happened? You was in a good mood.
Because y'all violating our constitutional rights.
And what is that?
Keeping us locked down 23-1 is a violation of our due process. Y'all depriving us of liberty. But don't worry, though. I'm about to put the paperwork in. Within the next 30, 60 days, I bet you'll be on. Watch what ACLU say. When I talk to them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Seventh
Hey.
Circuit Federal Court says it. United States Supreme Court says it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's you're, dude. Man, woman, whatever you are. I am right in line with you. Why not give the first officer the blanket when he requested? The situation wouldn't have escalated. Why not just obey the request? The first officer was very cool to him. You're right. Absolutely. Why not do that? Okay. Now, I've asked you some questions and you've not answered me. Can I shoot you with something? Because he's an inmate. He has almost no control of anything in his life. So to him, a blanket is a lot. Very true. That is very, very true. And look, dude, man, woman, whatever you are, I'm not, look, I get it. Why not? Just give him the blanket. No big deal. I get it. 100%. But Amanda explained it very, 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 very correct. Maybe he didn't put it there. Maybe it might be another inmate's. Maybe someone else did it. And in there, he's not going to touch a blanket that's not his, yada, yada, yada. Various reasons. At the end of the day, you can't shoot somebody because they don't give you a blanket. Moving forward.
Inmate shouldn't, that's 2 double cells, 60 square feet per inmate. If it's under that, then you can't keep us locked down no more than 20 hours a day. Only way we can be locked down 23-1 is administrative segregation. That's law, constitutional law, not Henry County. You got to abide by the United States Supreme Court.
Yeah, right.
That governs Indiana, Southern, and Northern District. It's mental, physical, and emotional deterioration on the human being's mind.
Yeah, he's not violent.
That's why
they're just having a disagreement of the minds. We're having a disagreement of minds right now. He's not being violent.
You experiment with them young men. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. Y'all have no system. There's no guidance. There's no structure in here with county jail. Y'all expect you to be disciplined. Oh. Ready to go to my cell. Is it ready?
Let's get ready.
Now they bring in the gun, and they bring in the gun. Now they've let him see the gun. Now, I am, this to me, this is not, listen, I was law enforcement. Hello, Mr. Nicholson. But law enforcement are trained to de-escalate the situation 100%. And they just escalated it right there. They walked in with that gun. They literally just walked in with the gun. And they showed him that. Now this is a pissing contest. My source advised little to no write-ups while at Henry County. That's probably true. I'm working on trying to get any of the disciplinary complaint stuff. We haven't done anything there yet, but I'm working on getting that. So this is where they just escalated it 100. You're right, absolutely, Alva. Let's move forward. And they just stand there and they do what cops do. They just stand there and they act kind of hard, and it is what it is.
Not too bad. How about yesterday?
Well,
Let's say 3 would probably work. So
They're ready.
He's
Cell,
watch-
is the cell done? The cell is done.
Now look at this. What's the point of this?
your room's ready, man.
What's the point of surrounding this dude like this? He walked all the way down here with 2 guys.
All right.
Now watch. This is where we're getting ready to get real disgusting. Real soon.
Just watch your step. They just mopped it. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now get that washed off.
Look how many people came down there for him.
Thanks, Guffy. I knew I could count on you. Thanks, this one. Hey, y'all got hand sanitizer and some towels up here?
No, but well, I lied. Yes.
No, you liar.
It was a lie.
Here it goes.
Yeah, probably. I need some paper towels so I don't kill mine. I ain't gonna lie, that was nerve-wracking. A little bit. Because, like, it was me and him by ourselves for a minute, and then it... Oh, there he goes. Pull up the camera on that.
Now hear him, he's kicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh. No, they all walked out that door already.
They probably heard it.
You cover the camera.
Yep.
Now watch.
All your stuff, man.
Here comes Sheriff Sproles.
You'll get all your stuff. What?
Now, why is this dude wearing a helmet? For the love of God, and gloves and all. I mean, like he's ready to rock and roll. He's got a toy. He's ready to go. This is sick.
Hold up, listen.
Looking at him smiling.
Believe me, I believe. But every time I told you I get your stuff, I get it, right? So anytime and you will get your stuff. But don't kick the door.
Ain't nobody scared of this, right?
Huh?
Ain't nobody scared of this right here. Ain't nobody scared of this. Look at Sproles having a good time. I want to say something for a second, folks. All of the other, well, I'm not going to talk about the deputies, the road deputies, but the corrections officers, maybe outside of Guffey, really did the right thing. Steve, the big guy, the guy that's talking to him now, he really did a good job in trying to de-escalate, try to talk him down, try to be respectful to him. And the number one thing he did is he talked to him like a man. He didn't talk to him like he was a piece of shit. He didn't talk to him like he was trash. He didn't treat him like he was an animal. He let him know, there's some things that we're going to take care of, and there's some things that you got to do. There's some things you don't like. You know, it's just how it is. But he treated him like respect. All right? And then you got, but nobody was laughing during any of this. Sproles comes in wearing a helmet for whatever reason, wearing these tactical gloves, having this shotgun in his hand, you know, standing there laughing and having a good time. This is gross. Absolutely gross.
You going to?
Look at Sproles.
You gonna let these other boys come in and they don't handle business? Come on, man. That's how you want it.
Do we have a fork in that?
Cup pork.
I covered his camera.
Is that what you want?
Did he cover his camera?
He did, yes.
Tell him to uncover the camera.
I know this. You're not telling me I know? I know this. You on that side, I'm on this side. I know.
I think that's a fair game, ain't it?
So if I shut this damn window, you're gonna kick the door some more. No, we're putting you in the patty cell.
It's all up and down your
Well, watch
What's the
it.
difference from Thursday to today? Tell me.
Sproles is still smiling. He's smiling.
So you still won't go this route. So if I shut the window, you're going to town, right?
Hey, has he got the camera covered? Yes. Yeah, he does. Tell him to take it off.
Tell him to
take it off the camera.
Take the stuff off the camera, please. You say you ain't got nothing on there. Was it already on there before that?
No. No, the other guy won't reach us.
He splattered, he spit on it or something, or?
Darn on, man.
There it goes.
Still can't see myself.
Try to clean it off better.
That was called an argument. He tried one of them. So,
Best we can get.
you the man. That's all I'm gonna say. Listen to me. Or you want to apply, man, or just don't do this. Just ask yourself one thing. If you do all, y'all come in here, go to the patio, and I'll kick that door to the Exactly, but that's the route we're gonna roll with. You go. So, I'll be back, but you broke it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right here, man.
I'm right here. Ain't going nowhere. Come on now. Hey, you kick the door again and you're going to get some rounds, okay?
What kind of de-escalation is that? What kind of de-escalation is that, Sproles? Listen, if don't go anywhere because you've not seen anything yet. You're getting ready to see something even crazier than this.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Fired.
You kick it again and you're going to get another one.
You kick it again, you're going to get another one. Kick. Fire.
All right. You got some more rounds because we'll go all night.
All right, you got some more rounds. We'll go all night. What? Why not? We will fire and then stop when he's no longer doing this. We'll go all night.
I'm right behind you.
Kick it again, you get another one.
Kick it again, get another one. He didn't say stop kicking. He's now giving him commands to kick it. See that muzzle flash there? Do you see that muzzle flash? Man, you really see it in this clear video.
Woo! We'll go all day.
Woo! We'll go all day.
You do it again, we'll go all day.
We do it again, we'll go all day. Fire.
Hey,
don't let him go.
Get off the door and settle down. You kick it again, you'll get more. That don't bother me. Get off that of it. That don't bother me. Kick it again, you'll get another one. That don't bother me. Get your hands off of it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dave, what else we got?
Hey, listen. Don't bother me. If you bother me here.
Oh, yeah, it will. It's already.
Hey, seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need it. She was just standing right here. She walked away.
And then here, just in a very short order, the sheriff's going to leave, and we don't see him again. We don't see him again.
Less lethal, right?
Did you hear that? It was less lethal, right? Listen.
No, it's bad.
It's less lethal, right?
Hey, sit down on that bench.
Pepper balling when we drag him out.
Hey, sit down. Hey, sit down for a minute. What this deep in it?
There is a face. I think that might be the only face where Sproles realizes he's in trouble. Listen when he says, that's deep, isn't it? Look, and I think that might be 1 second where he realized, uh-oh, I might have just messed up.
What this deep in it?
Right there, that face, ladies and gentlemen, right there. And this is why that man runs and hides here in just a short second. Right here is the first time I think he realizes we got Guffey giving him the stare down. We got this guy looking this way. I think Sproles, for the first time, realizes, uh-oh.
Hey, we need gloves. Yeah. We're gonna have to make sure to cuff him up. Put your hands out so we put cuffs on.
Remember, they didn't immediately then go do their reports. Guffey didn't do a report until 14 days later. The sheriff did his report 6 days later. I think there was only 2 or 3 guys that did the report within the first day or two after this incident. Everybody else was in like 6 to 7, 8 days after. Sheriff goes away. He goes to put his gun up, and we don't see him again. Where I'm going to take it. We're going to go get ready to go inside the cell here.
Who's got the keys?
Keys.
We want them. You want them out here?
Olsen, get on that side. Once they open the door, take the keys.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll put pressure on it.
Oh, yes. You're absolutely right, Grace.
I'll put pressure on it.
I'll get the door open. Hold it right there.
All right.
Folks, you're getting ready to hear something after this that's crazy.
You
This
guys
is
ready?
just the first round. We're just clearing up last night.
And you know, hey, stay up, turn around, stay up.
Get you up.
Listen, stay up, turn around. Come on, get you help. Hey, stay up, turn around. I will hold the pressure on that. Here, stand up, turn around. Hey, hold still. Hey, stand up. Look, I'm trying to help.
Let us help you.
I got it.
Let us help you. Come on.
Stand up. Stand up.
Look at that. Look at the blood.
Come on, Marquette. Let us help you.
Look at the blood on that hand, man. This looks like an actual, honest to God, gunshot. Look at the blood that's pouring out of that man.
Come on, dude. We gotta get you out of here.
Let us help you. Come on. I got you.
Stand up.
I got you.
Stand up.
Here, I got you.
Stand up.
Lean on me.
I'm not about to lean on you.
All right. I'm trying to help you. Wait, easy.
I'm trying.
Easy.
Hey, cuff up. Cuff up.
Hey, where's the
Here's the other one.
We have medics coming.
Here's the other one. Get that cuff. That's fine.
Okay, what Travis?
Hey, cut his pants off, or cut him off. That way. We have another one on the right leg.
I got you.
You good?
I got you.
Oh,
And then he basically sets here from this point forward.
Well, these pants are shot, so
No,
that way we can see where we're at.
Let's fill step in the laundry room.
clean his hands off.
Marcus.
Yep. Is it just Steve going? Is it just Steve?
What's your name? Yeah. Okay. And we're gonna get you out to the ambulance and we're gonna do some things. Blood pressure falls.
Start the initial.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is that, folks. I'm telling you, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Totally insane. What they did to that man is just stupid. I mean, there's just no call for it. All right. We saw that last night. I walked you through that last night. That was just one in a plethora of John Sproles nonsense. All right. Now, we're going to go for round two. Round two. You all recall, and I'm going to speed through this because I know we've been here for a while, and I apologize, but you're going to listen. The next 26 minutes are brand new, never been heard before. No one ever knows what we're talking about. Imagine if they would have just let him go back into his cell like Austin suggested. Imagine if they would have just let him go in there like Austin suggested. Absolutely. 100%. That wouldn't have happened. Sproles would be in a better place to do more dumb stuff to people. Absolutely. I just cannot even, over a blanket, over ego, over nonsense. All right. So everybody recalls, or I hope that you recall, the situation with the sheriff here, the good sheriff, the crazy sheriff, the out-of-control sheriff, and the dance team, the people on the bus, all of that. You all remember that. If any of you have not seen that,
That was the
video,
dance team he accused of being sex traffickers.
Yeah, sex traffickers.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, it was complete insanity. Complete insanity. What happened with that situation. Just never seen anything like it, quite honestly. Okay. For those of you that are not familiar, I want to just give you just a real brief little synopsis here, and then you can find the rest of this on my channel after tonight. Okay? So here's this video, all right? The body camera is Officer Humphrey of the Shirley Police Department. The bus is the toxic elite, I believe. And through. The sheriff is out here.
We just filled up. I put pocket on 65 gallons.
Here's the owner.
But when we fill it up and we do the diesel, it will take $100. So can I make a suggestion here? We get one of our tow trucks out here. We go. Right, but
Sheriff Sproles is almost gone. Then he comes back with an attitude.
Right.
Trotwood, Ohio.
Here's Sproles right here.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. She drives us around. She's driving a bus. She didn't know where she's coming from. No, I'm saying she drives. I don't, but do you understand what I'm saying? Right. I'm not happy with this situation. We've got 20-some people on a bus. We're not, and I know we can make mistakes, but we're not cognizant enough to put the right fuel in. Right. That right there, you're a driver, and I get we can all make mistakes. Right. But understand
everybody can make mistakes except
the driver
the sheriff.
Is in charge of 20-some people driving who doesn't even have a CDL.
Listen to him yelling.
Right.
Why is he yelling?
This
is an assist motorist.
Right fuel in, and I get mistakes, okay? Yeah, I got another lady with CDL who don't know where we're coming from. I got a problem with this. It concerns me with a bunch of kids, and we don't even know where we're coming. We don't even know what's going on. The adults don't know what's going on. Well, I what competition did you just compete in? Trotwood, Ohio. Trotwood, Ohio. When was that? When was that? Yesterday. I have all. You want to see the video? I just want to make sure the story. She says she's coming from. Don't listen to me. This is a legit company. Don't listen to me. Legit. You call my job. That's the time I'm on route. I have been teaching you don't drive. I drive for a living and don't know. What kid's name's the lady? What kid's name? So we're here with the police.
Now listen to this.
Henry County.
They can't that show out.
Henry. That's a Henry.
This officer is on the phone with a supervisor or something.
It's Henry County. The sheriff of Henry County. He's making them call all the parents of the kids on the bus to verify this kid belongs to somebody. This is fucking out of hand. This is out of fucking control. I told him. I texted to him. He put LOL okay.
That was it. And I'm going to be honest with you. And you're taking care of it.
I don't know. You can the dispatch that I call in on. I called in 931 dispatch and told them where I was and told them when I cleared.
But that's Hancock County.
Okay.
Now Sproles
I understand that.
Treating the officer like shit.
And so, were you aware that I had 4 units coming up here?
I heard it on the radio, and since I had worked with them earlier in the day,
right,
I didn't think that there would be a problem to come and help you guys out. That would take away.
It's not a problem. This is why I'm asking you. I'm not.
No, you weren't asking me. You're saying, why wouldn't you have told? Okay, I didn't tell the dispatch. Next time I'll make sure. Oh, I'll just let it sit here and just let you guys deal with it.
Well, I am just trying to figure out the previous involvement. You were out here earlier. That's great. Take care. I don't know that. And then you hear me. You hustle down here. You tell them to pick the.
What's with the hustle part? I didn't hustle. I just came to the call.
And the driver says, we're just coming back from Ohio.
And then I said, no, I don't think Michigan's right. She said, okay, I'm sorry. We're just coming back from St. Louis. That's the only valid CDL driver who says, and I said, have you been with them the whole time?
All right.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with this. You know what we're doing. All right. Shortly after I broke this, I interviewed the owner of the company. All right. He came on. He talked about how horrible it was. The next day, they had a problem with the Henry County Sheriff's Department. Somebody stole the plate off their bus. They were being circled by sheriff's deputies. Sheriff's deputies were lined up to pull them over. It was total chaos, all right, with these people. Just complete insanity. All right. When we released this, everybody and their brother was pissed off, and everyone started contacting the sheriff. People got attorneys, people contacted the ACLU, and this just added to the trouble that Sproles was going through. Sproles got pissed. Sproles then wanted retribution. Sproles decided to call and start an email. You can send all of this to anyone you want. I'm going to make all of this footage available. I'm going to make all of the body cam footage available, and we can send it out to anybody and everybody. Yes, everyone needs to be aware of this. Okay? Sproles started then sending emails and other written forms of communication to the Shirley Police Department and the Shirley Town Council, trying to get Humphreys in trouble. Then he called the police chief, and he got into an argument with the police chief to the point that the police chief in Shirley had to hang up on the sheriff. Then the sheriff wanted to call and speak with the town board member, and that's what we're getting ready to watch right now. Stand by 1 second. I'm getting ready to pull this up, and we're going to watch this. I'm getting this ready here so we can watch this here. Give me just 1 second.
Sheriff Sproles? This is David Messer from Town Shirley. Good, how are you, sir? What can I do for you?
Let me get this. Hold on here.
Sheriff Sproles? David Messer from Town Shirley. Good, how are you, sir? What can I do for you?
Let me. Try to get this stopped. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Share the screen.
Good, how are you, sir? Sheriff Sproles? This is David Messer from Town of Shirley. Good, how are you, sir? What can I do for you?
Touch base on that. I'm not sure, I'm not sure what all you know about that situation. But, I see you guys released the body camera footage for somebody.
The press asked for it, and it's public knowledge. Had to give it to them.
Yeah, right. That's no problem. I'm doing that. I assume you read the report and understood the situation. Is that accurate?
Yes, actually, all three council members used the body cams, read the email on it, and we were actually all three at the meeting we had about the town marshal.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch up with you. So you were there as well?
Yes, I was.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, I didn't know. I mean, was I on the body camera, or did he only just when he interacted with me?
He was. I know Brian Pryor told him that he is.
All right, so you guys are saying you can't hear Sproles at all? I don't. I mean, I don't know how. I can't make it. I'm getting everybody saying they can't hear Sproles. Let me hold on here. Let me go back and hear what you guys are hearing.
Christopher, you've got
I understand what the problem is.
Your compressor is flattening out the difference in audio levels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a second here. I can fix this. Okay. So what I need to do is no. So basically, all right. Stand by. Give me a second. Tell me if this works better.
I can't even hear you now.
Sorry about that. I had myself muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We've done this before, and I don't know why we're having trouble with that. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to try to share it from the other system over here and see if that if that'll have any. Give me 1 second here.
Technology is such a joy.
Yeah, it is.
You're getting shit. You're just being accused of imitating the boss hogs, man.
I know.
Don't let us down. I'm just staying up so I can holler at him any great comments you guys throw at him because I know he's off screen. So
yeah,
give him shit.
this might work better here.
Might. That's incredibly optimistic of you.
I know. All right, we are there on there again. All right, I think we might be in luck here.
Welcome to the Christopher Hogg Show, y'all. Now, Joe seems to have confidence that you will fix this. Tim has sent his advice and will be sending you an invoice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like no volume, dude.
I don't understand because we've never had a problem. I've never had a problem doing that before like that, and I don't understand why. I don't really understand why we would be having that issue like that with that because I didn't do anything different. But okay, here we're gonna try. All right, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna remove this. I'm gonna blow this up here.
Ryan Armstrong is offering remote IT help.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I appreciate everybody hanging on while we deal with technical
Yeah.
issues. Get to work. Quit talking. Work.
Here we go. Hold on here. Let me remove this down.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Good. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. Doing well.
Yes.
What can I do for you?
All right, stand by.
I wanted to touch base with you. Hello.
Sheriff Sproles?
Yes, sir.
This is David Messer from Town Shirley.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Good. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. Doing well.
What can I do for you?
Well, I just wanted to touch base with you. I assume that you got that that initial complaint I had filed there on Officer Humphreys. I just wanted to touch base on that. I'm not sure, I'm not sure what all you know about that situation, but I assume you guys released the body camera footage to somebody.
The press asked for it, and it being public knowledge, we had to give it to them.
I'm the only person that asked for it, so,
Yeah, right. No, and that's no problem. I'm aware of that. I assume you read the report and understood the situation. Is that accurate?
Yes, actually, all three council members viewed the body cams. They read the email on it, and we were actually all three at the meeting you had about the town marshals last month.
Oh, okay. I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't catch up with you. So you were there as well?
Yes, I was.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, I didn't know. I mean, was I missing any part of the body camera, or did he only just record when he interacted with me?
He recorded the entire interaction, not just what he interacted with Sproles. He recorded the entire thing. Now, when I released the body cam footage, I told you guys that they self-reported to me that Officer Humphrey turned the body camera footage off, turned his camera off on 2 instances. He turned it off when he was talking to the kids on the bus, and it was just him and a bus full of kids. And he turned it off when he was talking to the 2 officers up front, and then he turned it back on. They said that they apologized for him doing that. He apologized for him doing that. His chief said that he was counseled, that he would never do that again, but it did not affect the entire rest of the situation. He recorded all of the interactions. So I don't know. Sproles goes on about this for a while. I don't know where he's getting at with this. The whole body camera footage is about 50 minutes. So Sproles is completely out of his mind.
He was, I know Brian Pryor told him that he is to leave his body cam on at all times. And we will probably have an executive meeting with him personally at the town council and let him reinfer that he is to have his body cam on at all times.
Right. Apparently he knew that previous because he told me that on camera that he was supposed to have it on. So that's why I was just wondering if I was, because I had requested the body camera footage and only got him talking to me. And I'll tell you just
that's the dumbest shit I've heard. Sproles got the same thing I got, and he only heard one side of it. I mean, I don't understand. Sproles is so egotistical that like he missed himself talking. I don't understand.
Just for the sake, I know it's hard to, you can't sense the situation unless you're there. But there was something really off about that situation, and the bottom line is he was up to no good. I had never met him before. I know he said I walked at one point. He said you walked right past me, and he said he was trying to tell me something. That was not the case, as he was standing at the bus when I got up there.
He literally just said that Officer Humphreys was up to no good.
So there was just everything about that situation was off, and I assume you heard, and of course I put it in that report about him. Hey, did you get all that? I think he apparently told that guy to go film me, and it was just, I could tell very, very clearly it was just a setup deal. Everything pointed to that.
This was a setup deal. It was a set-up deal. They purposefully had some people from Milwaukee purposefully break down at 109 and 70 to set up dumbass Sproles.
And I'll tell you, that is just flat. It is so concerning to me. That whole situation was off, and it was off really, really bad. And I'm just shocked by it. And I'll be honest with you, I sense that this was happening from the get-go. This is a setup, just trying to bait me into something, which obviously I didn't. They didn't bait me into anything. I did what?
Yeah, he said it was a bait. They were trying to bait him into something from the very get-go, that this was a setup deal from the very get-go, and they didn't bait him into anything. Yeah, look, if it was a setup, it worked because Sproles was an idiot and acted like an idiot. This was not a setup, and something was off. Sproles is right. Something was bad wrong about every bit of that, and it was Sproles.
What any reasonable officer would do is just check the situation out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he had done nothing of the sort. Didn't even ask who the driver was. And I'll be honest with you, that guy obviously is driving this bus and he doesn't even have a CDL, and he is in the care of children. And
I just could not understand for the life of me what had happened with the trash situation. You know, him having kids get out in State Road and pick up trash was mind-boggling, but everything about that whole situation.
Yoko Duo for the win. They baited him into responding to a littering call off duty, out of uniform, in an unmarked car on right after church.
Situation was just, I was just so shocked at like what is going on here and why am I've got this officer just kind of hawking me. I just couldn't understand it, and I'm just concerned. I am very concerned about that guy and what his objectivity is and what his game plan is. There's something off about that guy really bad. And again, like I said, I've never met him, didn't know him at all, and I just want to express grave concerns that there's something that is just not right for him to have seemingly tried to just entrap me in something. And why did
I really don't think he was. I mean, he's been working here a year, and this is really the first complaint that we've had on him.
Yeah. Well, why would he turn his camera off knowing that he has to have it on? As he told me, I have to have the camera on. I'm on scene. So you're aware he did say that to me on camera, right?
Yeah.
Sproles, why don't your guys have body cameras on? Why does you're the sheriff of the entire county. Why does your department not have body cameras? Can you answer that? They're trying to entrap him. Like Sproles is a John and these are prostitutes.
So I guess my question would be, knowing that you have to have your camera on, why would you have not had it on in any manner? And like I said, you'd have to be there at the situation to feel this. That situation was nasty. It was ugly. I don't know what his deal was. I mean, I think I know very well what his deal was, but and then for him to talk to me like, I was just trying to figure it out. I couldn't understand why.
Yes, grave concern. But if you know Sproles, that's how he talks. This is a phenomenal problem. This is a scary problem. This is a grave problem. This is the biggest problem this county has ever faced. We're never going to make it.
It's kids who broke down on a bus on the side of the road.
Right.
What is so horrible, scary, or grave about the situation?
Oh, no, it's not the kids. It's the scary big black officer that he's talking about. Now, listen, I'm not racist. I like Officer Humphreys. I think he's a hell of a guy. I'm going to let
turned it off to protect minors.
To minors. I'm going to let the viewers make their determination about Sproles here in a little bit.
I'll go away.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, I'm just saying my point of all of that is I said for the first time what Sproles has been dancing around. This was a black officer and black kids. If Sproles would wear a camera, he could show himself being innocent. Oh, wait. Yeah, absolutely. The problem is this was a black officer and these were black kids and black adults. And Sproles is the good white guy on the scene. And these black people were trying to, entrap him into a black entrapment, I guess.
Why did you not call this out? Why did we not know this was going on? If you're down there, why not grab that 1046? And he made an issue about me saying that he hustled back down to the scene. Well, he did. Just look at and Brian Pryor made a big deal out about. He said, why do you keep saying he hustled back to the scene? I said, well, because the radio log says that he got there within about 4 minutes after I said, have our unit start up this way to check out this bus. There's trash all over the interstate or all over 109. And so he gets back down again. Why not just get on the air and say, hey, I'm taking care of this, which would be totally fine. That was it. Like I said, it just seemed like there's something of are you trying to draw us into and trying to record us to get us to say there's just something, everything about this entire situation is completely off. And I had one of the state police investigators watch that video, and he was just shocked. He said, this is mind-boggling to me.
All right. So I want to know what state trooper looked at this and thought that this was mind-boggling. Sproles uses these troopers. He's friends with a bunch of troopers. Sproles seems like a trooper to me. He doesn't seem like a county cop. He seems like a trooper. Sproles would be one hell of a state trooper. All due respect to state troopers that I'm friends with. I'm joking, of course. Sproles sounds like a true and complete idiot, honestly. But the thing here is, this is so bizarre. But I also want to let you know that Sproles said that he's also turned in a report to them. In my records request, I have asked for all written communications from Sproles about this. I've not received that yet, but I have received this.
If you're allowed to turn your camera off, if that is a policy where you can turn it off whenever you want to, you would think it would be the opposite. It's usually when you're talking to the police officers that you would turn it off if you're allowed to do that. But if
Hear Sproles telling himself, you hear Sproles telling himself, like, you'd think that if you were going to turn the camera off, you would do it while you were talking to the cops and not while you were talking to the bad guys, basically.
It's very obvious that he's turning it off when he's saying things that he don't want to be on camera. Obviously, don't want it to be on camera. And
Absolutely,
I can just tell
Joey.
by the interactions and watching him while I was on scene, watching him talk to those people, this is a setup. And I'll tell you tonight, this guy, whoever the head of this cheerleading thing is supposed to be talking on the Bilbrey show, which that is a disaster anyway. But going to be interesting.
The Bilbrey show's a disaster anyway. I want to know what Sproles meant by that. I mean, you mean a disaster because we're calling your dumbass out? A disaster because we utilize our First Amendment right to redress our government and corrupt governments in places around this place that we love, the great state of Indiana? Do you mean it's a disaster because we hold your feet to the fire and we don't let you get away with stupid crap? Is that what you meant? Because I agree, we are a disaster for those people.
Interesting. That's going to be an interesting conversation because obviously the video of me is out there.
Oh, Rebecca King. Oh my, use the word those people. Sit tight. It's coming.
I want to know information about him and what he was up to, and is supposed to be talking on the Bilbrey show, which that is a disaster anyway. But going to be interesting. That's going to be an interesting conversation because obviously the video of me is out there. I want to know information about him and what he was up to, and
he's now saying he wants to know information on this man from Milwaukee. Why does he want to know information about this man from Milwaukee? Sproles will never encounter this guy again in his life unless it's when they go to court. He needs no further information on this man.
So I'm not trying to be ugly. This situation is off, and it's off bad. And so I'm very antsy about this situation here and how it went down. And again, him knowing that camera's supposed to be on, yet he turned it off. And when I rolled up on scene, for whatever reason, he said, "This is exactly what I was trying to avoid." What? And so my question is, and I've never got a good answer on this. What was he trying to avoid? What occurred that he was trying to avoid? Do you all know?
Yes, I can answer that. He was trying to avoid the crazy ass white sheriff that doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to law enforcement from pulling in behind these kids on a bus with plain clothes in an unmarked car, which is an illegal traffic action, and you getting out and thinking that they were criminals because they were on the side of the road, they were black, and they were in Henry County. That's what he was trying to avoid, Sproles. Now listen, I want to be real clear. You all know me. I'm not a racist person, and I don't get into whole talking about the old black and white thing a lot, you know, because I treat everybody the right way, and I do my thing, and we go through life. And listen, as much as I am saying all this, I never like when people use the race card in the wrong way. And it's you know, if it's overplayed ever, I don't like that. You know, when it's right, it's right. And I stand behind that 100%. This is sick. What Sproles is doing here is wrong. And when Humphrey said, this is what I was trying to avoid, period, point blank, I knew what he was talking about. This is what he was talking about. He was talking about avoiding this craziness right here. He was trying to avoid Sproles or some other asshole treating these people like criminals simply because they were black and in Henry County. That's what he was trying to avoid. And if Sproles doesn't like that, maybe he should stop treating people like that. Period.
Pardon me, I'm sorry?
Yeah, so on camera, I'm sure you heard he made a statement right before he turned the camera off. He said, this is exactly what I was trying to avoid. What was he trying to avoid? I asked Brian, you know, I'm just trying to understand what occurred that he was trying to avoid.
I couldn't tell you. I've not talked to Humphreys myself, so
yeah,
I would have to ask him personally.
Yeah, you know, and I told Brian I would appreciate I want to know what he was trying to avoid, what occurred that he was trying to avoid, because that should throw some alarms to, you know, what was it that you were trying to avoid? I think he didn't mean that he was turning his camera off when that, you know, when he made that statement. So apparently he didn't get his camera off in time or something. But he plainly said he was obviously trying to avoid something. I want to know what he was trying to avoid, and I want to know what the issue is with me asking some basic questions. That situation was off. It panned out to be okay, but for him to not check driver's information, for him to not, I had adults on the bus telling me, you know, different stories. And so I was simply doing what any reasonable officer should.
No.
I've got children there. I need to know that they're safe, or at least that their parents know they're here. This situation was odd, and he had been out of that bus earlier, left the bus, the bumpers on the white line in traffic in a very hazardous situation, and so this whole situation is off. And I'll be honest, to have, you know, like Brian got ugly with me, hung the phone up, and I don't know where I am out of line in simply bringing to attention this situation that is severely off. And I'm happy to hear, you know, whatever your thoughts are on it.
Well, I think the first priority on this situation should have been safety for the kids and
yes, Jim, I talked to I did do an interview with the bus driver. It's also on my channel. After this, you'll be able to have access to that. It is there. It's called What the Camera Didn't Catch. It's on the channel, and you can definitely see that. It's a great interview. He is a very intelligent person. I loved speaking with him, and I do believe he has been in touch with an attorney.
Getting the bus off the roadway. I don't believe there was any type of human trafficking. I mean, if you got a...
There was.
Thank you, Alva.
But in all the trainings that we go to regularly about human trafficking right now, this had all kinds of warning signs that you want to check out. Human trafficking, one of the biggest warning signs is people trying to get your attention. Well, trash all over the highway is going to get somebody's attention.
Right.
we travel all over the United States in this bus, and just, which maybe they do, but the first thing I said to the officers is when they were getting the registration out, which he had never even asked for that. And like I said, he'd been there earlier in the day. So he don't know anything about whether the bus is registered properly. I hadn't checked anything out. And so when he was getting registration, I just stepped back away from the bus because they had just told me we've been to New York twice in this bus. And I just stepped back and I looked over at Mr. Humphreys and I said, this bus doesn't look like it's roadworthy to travel all over the United States, And his first response, and this is when I knew we had a...
This bus doesn't look like it's safe to travel all over the United States, because it's kind of an older bus and it's been self-painted and there's black people driving it. And they don't know what they're doing. There ain't no way. I know you're a black man, but you're in uniform. Come on, you're one of us, Thin Blue Line, You bleed blue, right? These people don't look like they can travel. Those people don't look like they can travel all over the United States.
Problem. He said, they put the wrong gas in it. That's the only problem we have here. He said, I don't know why you would make a statement like that. That is the first.
And Sproles is mad. Sproles is mad that Humphrey didn't like his inference. Listen to it again without me talking.
Over the United States, And his first response, and this is when I knew we had a problem, he said, they put the wrong gas in it. That's the only problem we have here. He said, I don't know why you would make a statement like that.
Right.
That is the first response, the first communication I ever had with him. And so I knew right off the bat, something is off with Mr. Humphreys. I was shocked at that. That was again, I just kind of looked over and said, man, this bus doesn't look roadworthy to be traveling all over the United States. And I got fired back at that. That's when I knew something's off here, something's wrong. So yes, there was no human trafficking, but you want to, I wanted to ensure the safety of the kids. I wanted to make sure, and just because I've got the people on the bus saying that they just came from Ohio, the lady who said she was in charge of the team behind said they had just came from Michigan, and their stories just, and then she said, well, I've got a brain injury. I don't know what I'm talking about. And she's the only lady that had a CDL in the whole group.
Right.
He was not driving the bus, and the bus driver, he tells me when he comes up, and I said, are you the bus driver? Because they had all told me he was. And he said, no, I'm not. I said, did you drive the bus here? He said, no, I didn't drive the bus here. I said, who did? He said, she did. I said, no, she didn't, because I've already asked her. She's been following it in this car. So there's all kinds of lying. And I don't, again, there wasn't any, in the end, it was what it was. But I've got people that own the bus that have put the wrong fuel in it. And I know we can all make mistakes. I get that. I don't know if I've done. I know my dad's put the wrong fuel in our diesel a few times.
Right.
It happens. But I was just trying to get an understanding. And I've got all these conflicting stories. And then I've got an officer who is fighting against me. And I could tell he was just he was not wanting anything to do with, he was there to protect his people. And here's the bottom line.
Ding, 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 ding. I wish I could spin around. What? Sheriff? Can you come to the front of the room here? He was there to protect who? Who was he there to protect?
Oh, I could tell he was just he was not wanting anything to do with, he was there to protect his people. And
oh, the black man was there to protect his people? What? I mean, I cannot believe he said that. He was there to protect his people. What? He was there to protect his people. Who? Dancers? Is Humphreys a dancer? Does Sheriff Sproles know that Humphrey dances? Wait a minute. Is Humphrey from Milwaukee? I didn't know he was from Milwaukee. How did Sproles know that? Was was Humphrey wearing a yellow shirt? Did he mean other people with yellow shirts on? What people was it that he was protecting? They're black, and they're obviously all related, duh. Yeah, right. Every single one of them. They're all his people. I'm surprised he didn't get there and he'd be like, hey, I just need all your first names. You guys obviously are all last named Humphreys. I know your last names, all your last names are Humphreys. Just give me your first name and we'll be good to go. He was there to protect his people. Holy crap. That's not the last time he says something like that. All right, let's continue on.
Here's the bottom line. That sounds pretty strong, but that's what the situation was.
It sounds strong. I know it sounds strong. I know it don't sound good. You know, if I knew you a little bit better, I could have used the N-word. You know, if I knew who you were and I knew that I wasn't being recorded, I could have, you know, I could have been like all the colored people were there or something. You know what I mean? Like, what in good heavens is this man doing? Something is wrong with him. He says, I know it sounds strong, but, you know, it is what it is.
And again, there's some reason he didn't want to have his camera on unless he was just trying to record me.
Yes.
And I'll just,
Catherine, he is.
And I don't, you know, I have no jurisdiction over what he does there, but I'm just a fair warning that is a messed up situation. There was something really wrong with that. And then I was just trying to, when I pulled him back there and said, hey, I was just trying to figure out what was going on. And then he, you know, gets into me about, you know, you don't talk to me like a kid or whatever. I'm just trying to figure out I don't understand what's going on here.
Right.
I don't talk to you like a kid. I just talk to you like a boy. You know, hey, I don't think he says that. Let's go on a little bit longer. Nothing is too crazy when it comes to Sproles.
And so I'm not trying to be, I want you to understand, I'm not trying to be ugly. I know I've got a lot of flack about this, talking about Reserve Town Marshal situation. It has nothing to do with Shirley set up. My issue is with badge factories. You guys don't appear to be a badge factory.
No, we're not.
Yeah. So, you know, my main concern here is this is a concerning, situation. It's very concerning. And then I know Brian really got upset because I called some former employers of this guy. And Brian really got upset by that. Said, Brian, listen.
Now he's calling former employers of Humphreys. Why? Why is he doing that?
I'm just trying to figure out I don't understand what's going on here.
Right.
And there was something really wrong with that. And then I was just trying to, when I pulled him back there and said, hey, I was just trying to figure out what was going on. And then he, you know, gets into me about, you know, I'm not trying to be ugly. I know I've got a lot of, you guys don't appear to be a badge factory.
No, we're not.
Yeah. So, and then I know Brian really got upset because I called some former employers of this guy. And Brian really got upset by that. Said, Brian, listen, your guy lied to me on camera right off the bat. So I was just wanting to see, you know, what kind of guy am I dealing with? And I'm dealing with exactly that. You know, somebody that is apparently not real truthful, and he's, you know, telling me he's a federal police officer. You know, that's a stretch. You were a hospital officer for veterans.
He's like, listen to me. The sheriff of county responded to a litter call on a Sunday afternoon in plain clothes and an unmarked car, and he's now taking up all the air in the room, trying to explain how someone else was wrong. That's very well said, Yoko. That's very well said. Absolutely. Something was really wrong. Let me add to your statement there. Sproles answered a litter call on a Sunday afternoon in plain clothes in an unmarked car, and was crazy, basically racist and completely out of touch. And now he's trying to convince everyone else that something was wrong here and there was a big issue and the fix was in and it was the black people. Now he's telling everybody that he's caught Humphrey's lying because Humphreys told him he had been a federal law enforcement officer, which that is what Humphreys said. Humphreys said he spent time as a federal law enforcement officer. Well, I am sorry that Sproles must only think federal law enforcement officers. What's going on, feds? Oh, I'm being investigated by the feds. He must be talking about the FBI or DEA. Well, there's all kinds of federal law enforcement officers. The DC Park Police, the police that are around the different buildings in DC are all federal law enforcement officers. He worked at a veterans hospital as a police officer in the veterans hospital. He was a federal officer. I'm sorry that Sproles has some kind of an idea in his mind of what it means to be a cop or not a cop, or be a fed or not a fed. But this guy was a federal officer. Sproles doesn't like it, and Sproles thinks it means he was lying.
The stretch. You were a hospital officer for veterans.
Those stupid veterans, those stupid veterans. That could be the only thing better that he could do here.
Until you got released. And so it was just, it was a difficult situation that was really, really off. And I just wanted to make sure that, I wanted to express how off that was. And again, him knowing that he should have his camera on and he didn't. There's a reason for that. And I just wanted to express my concern. I wasn't able to really express it with Brian because he really, I was unable to have a reasonable conversation with him. Like I said, he ended up hanging the phone up on me and said, I'm not one of your subordinates and you don't talk to me like that and whatever.
And Sproles doesn't understand why people would do that. He feels like he can talk to people however he wants to.
So I just wanted to make sure, the reason I reached out to you, I wanted to make sure and relay this verbally to a town board member.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeff.
That's all.
Did Officer Humphreys do what you asked him to do? As far as if you give him an order, did he do it?
I didn't give him any orders. Yeah, I didn't give him any orders at all.
Okay.
So yeah. So no, there was nothing where I said you need it, because I didn't. I realized he had been there on the scene, and so yeah, there was nothing.
Okay.
That's why I left it at. I don't. Obviously there's no CDL or anything. But I'm not. I'm not. It's his scene, and that's fine. So yeah, I did not give him any orders to do anything, and him not do it. And we didn't really have much. Well, you obviously saw all of the interaction that we had.
Yeah.
Was on camera, except for that very first interaction of me saying about this bus doesn't look roadworthy to travel all over the United States. I don't think that was on camera, but like I said, I could tell he was in the bus talking to the people, keeping his eye on me, and I could just tell that what I felt on scene is they're conjuring up a plan, and then the guy comes out of the bus, with his camera in my face the whole time, and he's the guy that, when he come back on, Humphrey said, "Did you get all that?" And that
they're in the bus conjuring up a plan.
That really got me, because I didn't see that until after the fact. After I had expressed to Brian, this felt like a setup to me. And then it was like the next day, I was just watching the camera really close, and I caught him asking that guy, "Did you get all that?" So then I knew it was a setup. So the bottom line is, obviously at this point, Mr. Humphreys is not going to, he's sure not going to say, "Yeah, I was whatever." Bottom line is,
you what?
It was a setup. We're going to work this, and I'll be honest with you, I felt like we're going to work this white cop into an issue. and I felt that strongly on scene. And then, like I said, it totally confirmed it when he said, "You get all that." I knew he was in there, conjured up a plan, because I'm watching him
He
too.
felt strongly on scene and still acted like an ass like that?
Yeah, right. He felt this was a setup.
He knew it on, oh, this is a setup. You're all a bunch of traffickers.
Yeah, and he knew on scene. Yeah. Mark, hold on here just 1 second, sir. I'm going to take this back and let you all hear this. Let's listen here.
We'll work this, and I'll be honest with you, I felt like we're going to work this white cop into an issue. It's not going to, he's sure not going to say, I was whatever. Bottom line is, that was a setup. We're going to work this, and I'll be honest with you, I felt like we're going to work this white cop into an issue, and I felt that strongly on scene. And then, like I said, it totally confirmed it when he said, "You get all that." I knew he was in there.
We're going to work this white cop into an issue.
Up a plan, because I'm watching him too, and I'm thinking there's something off about how he's talking to those people up there. And sure enough, here comes this dude with the camera in my face, and I just felt like I had a whole bus full of people plus an officer working against me here, and just really concerning. I guess that's my
okay.
That's the main thing.
What we'll do is we'll have an executive meeting with him, the town council, and try to determine what really happened.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. And listen, you don't owe anything to me on, that's your officer. I'm not asking you for any, and I told Brian this, I'm not asking you for, he needs to be disciplined. You don't owe me a explanation on that, or you don't owe me anything on it. I just wanted to relay what happened on scene,
Mary.
and just, again, there's a reason. He should have told me I've got to have my camera on, like I'm stupid. You know what I mean? I knew he had just turned it on. That's why I looking at it, and I said, "Your camera's on." That's when he fires back. Well, I know it has to be on. And I thought, "Oh, don't give me that. You just turned it on. I just watched you turn it on." And so that's where I just knew everything is really jacked up here. He's trying to act like he's been videoing the whole thing. I know he's not, because I just saw him put the camera on. And so, that's odd to even have to have that interaction. You know what I mean? That's odd to even shoot back at me and say, "Well, I have to have my camera on." Well, no, you just turned it on and you're struggling, and I watched you struggle, and now you want to shoot back with a lie. Well, I mean, it may not have been a lie that he had to have it on, but I knew he hadn't had it on, and I knew he was just, like I said, he was following me around and fishing. He was just fishing, and they were working against me, and I just didn't appreciate it when I'm simply there to do one thing. I'm not there to write tickets. I'm there to make sure the kids are okay, and that's all. And I was worried when I've got, a lady with the brain injury is the only one that has the CDL. You know what I mean? And I don't know where I'm going or where I'm coming from. Don't ever believe me.
The lady with the brain injury? Where the hell did that come from?
In all fairness, they said that he had some issues. They said that she had some issues, and Sproles said it was a brain injury. Dude, I don't know. You can't make this shit up.
And then a lady said, "Yeah, it's documented she has a brain injury," and it was just off.
Right.
I just want to make sure everybody's okay. That's all.
Right.
I'm not writing tickets for littering. I'm not. That just threw me. When I came back and that whole place was cleaned up, that threw me. And I thought, what? I thought, what is it?
Right.
What is going on here? It was trash everywhere. And it was a shocking amount of trash, and that's the way I put it out over the radio. I told my guys, I said, "Go ahead and start it this way." I said, there's a black 1046 bus, broken down bus, sitting, kind of in the roadway partially. It was on the white line, not a huge deal, but very dangerous place. And I said, there is trash all over the roadway. So I think, my surmising is that he's like, crap, I better get down there and help them get that cleaned up. Another point to that was that I didn't make to him is, why didn't you have him do that the first time you was out there? Or maybe the trash wasn't out there, but he knew. Well, he told me, he said, I've already addressed the trash when I was here the first time. I think he said something of that nature, but he didn't have him pick it up until he heard us coming. So it just seemed like there's I'm going to protect these people. I'm going to try to catch the sheriff in something, and he didn't even know I was the sheriff.
There he said it again.
He says, I know you're the sheriff. Well, he had asked my guy to catch the sheriff in something, and he didn't even know I was there, but he knew. Well, he told me, he said, I've already addressed the trash when I was here the first time. I think he said something of that nature, but he didn't have him pick it up until he heard us coming. So it just seemed like there's I'm going to protect these people. I'm going to try to catch the sheriff in something, and he didn't even know I was the sheriff. He said,
I'm going to protect these people, and I'm going to catch the sheriff in something. And then he didn't even know I was the sheriff. Which is it, dude? These people. He's going to protect these people.
I know you're the sheriff. Well, he had asked my guy. He said, who's the, I think it's on camera. Who's who's the gentleman here in the black car? And they said, well, that's the sheriff. And he said, of what county? And, so, which I don't give a rip about. I'm the sheriff. That's just the situation concerned me. I guess that's the
no breath.
For his objectivity in being an officer. He don't have any problem snapping off at me, and I'd hate to know what he would do to somebody that he didn't know or somebody he had it in for. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, well, listen, I appreciate you listening, and I sure don't want to be ugly at all. I'm not meaning to be ugly. And again, the town marshal situation is it involves badge factories, not guys with. You guys have full-time officers. You need some reserves. 4, 5, 6, 7 reserves. That's fine. My issue is we've got an open door of badge factories going on right now with one department in particular.
Yeah.
And I have nothing. And this situation doesn't even play into the whole conversation. So I just want you to know I'm not trying to be ugly at all. I'm just. That situation concerned me. That's all.
Well, I appreciate you calling or let me call you and talk to you about it. And
yeah. Well, you call me anytime if you need something. And again, you don't owe me any explanations or anything. I just want to make sure I had a conversation.
We're listen all the way to the end.
But sometimes hard to put in writing, and what you're trying to.
Yeah. I understand.
Don't owe me anything. You guys do whatever, and up to nothing. It's fine. I just want to make you aware of it.
All right. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Get it? He's a
We're buffering. Hold on.
Bye. Get it? He's a racist son of a bitch.
A town board member says he's a racist son of a bitch. Now, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. You got to make that determination on your own. Listen, I'll be honest. I think that I don't know if he's got some racial issues in there. He's got some racial issues in there. But I think he would talk down and he would badger or belittle white people the same. If John Sproles feels like he's above you, he's going to talk down to you, belittle you, and treat you like 100%. 100%. Period. That's just the way he is. He's just that way. He feels he's better than people. There are certain people that he's more better than, and he's going to look down at them. And that's just how he is. I think that people of color fit in those categories. So, yeah, I believe he's on some kind of a racist power kick, and he does that with other white people, probably other people of color. I would say people that are, gay. I'd say that he has a long list of people that he feels he is better than. But that's up for all of you to determine. Folks, it's been a long, long show. I don't mean to keep you here so long. If you haven't noticed, I'm going to try to keep most of these to around an hour and a half, if possible. But sometimes it takes this long. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to let you guys know what I'm going to do. Probably not tonight, but tomorrow, in the next couple days, I'm going to put this video out by itself with no talking, just out by itself. I'm going to put out the bus by itself. I'm going to put out all of that stuff. I'm going to put out some shorts. I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to put out some shorts and 20 and 30-minute videos, sections of the video. So people from all walks of life and all different types of, attention spans can access this stuff. Please help share that. Please help get the word out. Please help tell people where to turn to if they have corruption in their community and if they're looking to try and better that. So that is the end of the program. I don't know if Mr. Nicholson is here or not. I know, sir, that you tried to call me like at 8:59 right as I was going live tonight. I'm sorry I didn't make the call. Your office told me that you were busy today. No big deal. I can call tomorrow then. We can call and set up some other time. It's important that we talk, but it's not like life or death. It's not like something that needed to happen today, which is what I told them. So I appreciate you watching. I hope that this helps a lot of people out there. I hope that we spread the word. At the end of the day, we've got to try to do whatever we can to continue putting the pressure on Sproles to have him resign, to have the federal government come in, investigate this. What he did to the inmate was wrong. What he's doing to citizens are wrong, and he should not be the top cop in Henry County. End of the story. End of the story. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely, Mr. Nicholson. That's no issue. I knew you. That's what they said. You were in court. No issue. Give me a call at your convenience. I'll answer, and we'll be at it. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, if you haven't hit like now, hit like as you're going out. Help spread the word. Share the show with everyone you know. And tonight's Thursday, folks, so I will not be here tomorrow, but I do believe we might be back Saturday for a very special Saturday show. So keep looking for that, and then I will see you back here Sunday night at 9 p.m. The channel is coming along, folks. We're going to start kicking out more and more content. You guys take care of yourselves. God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful night, and the P.S. postscript of the evening is it's probably not a good idea to refer to a bus of black people as those people. Whether you're John Sproles or not, just something that you probably shouldn't do. Specifically, if you're John Sproles, you're being recorded, and you're the sheriff of the freaking county. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you on Saturday and then Sunday. Good night. God bless.